Thank you, Madam Chair. Two questions at this point, Mr. Panetta. The first, there's been some discussion about the rule of law and how it applies to interrogations that were conducted by the CIA. One of the hazards, as we all know, of the rule of law is it's not always easy.
Read this.
It's not always convenient, and it's not always conducive to everybody's good morale.
It's
But
very interesting.
it is, in my view, a very high principle.
Very well done.
In this case, the rule of law includes things like
Read it down, then
defenses that follow from, say, advice of counsel or the absence of scienter. Those are defenses that have their own legal limitations to them. You don't give up on a racketeering prosecution against a mobster just because he has a mob lawyer who's handed him a document saying this is a legitimate business proposition. Advice of counsel has its limits. Waiver by estoppel is a doctrine that prevents a government agency that has licensed conduct from then sanctioning the conduct that it has itself licensed. That, as a doctrine of law, also has its own limitations. However all this works itself out, will you assure that whatever backward look is necessary into the CIA and whatever forward conduct is undertaken by the CIA abides ultimately by the rule of law?
Yes, I think, as I said yesterday, as the son of immigrants who came to this country, the one thing that they always said was one of the reasons they came to this country was because of the rule of law. And I think that's what has made this country great. That's why we stand out as a moral authority around the world, is because we abide by the rule of law. And I feel it's my obligation and frankly my sworn duty to ensure that we live by that rule of law in whatever we do.
Even if it's not easy, even if it's not convenient, even if it's not conducive to everybody's good morale.
Senator, as an attorney, having dealt with cases like you, and obviously having run into serious challenges as you go through a trial process to try to make those decisions, I'm still convinced that in the end, it is the best process in the world for providing due process to individuals. And yes, it gets tough sometimes, and yes, it's not convenient, and yes, sometimes you don't get to the end you want to achieve. But the reality is that if you abide by due process, if you abide by our Constitution and the rule of law, that in the end we serve the best interests of this country.